Hello, rebels and rabble-rousers. My name is TVA, and welcome back to Final Fantasy XVI, where we are now the leader of the rebellion resistance. And we're gonna go resist some resisting rebellions by first going to Martha's Rest to see about our old friend and make sure that she's not dead.
What happened here?
Come on. We need to find the others.
I'm sorry, Sid. We were too late. The Imperials have already left.
We're best off staying where we are for now, I reckon. The boys from the garrison might still be nearby.
Found her. I'd rather not bump into them again.
Oh, jeez.
They've killed my bearer. I demand recompense.
Don't think you're gonna get anybody.
Oi, look sharp! Hey? What?
Good to see you, Sid. The soldiers who did this are long gone, I'm afraid. We're doing what we can to treat the wounded.
Right, so where did they take Martha then?
Let's get you to a physical, shall we?
I'm sorry.
Sid? What said you'd be coming? I trust you don't mind. Also thought you might need some help. And it appears he was right.
You, could say that, yes. They're saying the Imperials descended like a storm. No one was spared their fury. Martha tried to step in and calm things down, but all our efforts got her were a pair of iron shackles and a hard march.
Any idea where?
Judging by their tracks, they headed towards Sorrowwise Bay.
To the Abbey, sheltering Martha's bearers.
The bastards. Jill and I will go after them. You take care of the people here.
We will. But, before you go, one of the locals heard something. He said the soldiers were talking about a culling. I don't know how big this is, but it doesn't sound good. Be careful out there, Sid.
You do the same.
Oh, oh god, I bet I know. I bet the Empire... I bet they're blaming the bearers for the blight. That the bearers are using up all the ether. It's the bearers' fault.
That was no tavern brawl. It was a message.
But a culling. Bearers are the property of the Empire. The garrison wouldn't have the authority to act alone. The orders would have had to have come from higher up.
They'll have the old rest.
If those Orsons touch the air on Martha's head. Oh, kill 'em.
Oh, okay. That's too deep.
Up ahead. Martha, are you hurt?
A little bit.
Don't worry about me. It's them at the Abbey who need you. You have to do something.
Tell us what happened.
What happened? The damn Black Shields, that's what happened.
The Black Shields?
The bastards caught wind. The abbot and I were helping bearers. They were gonna hang us both. When the sick rose from their beds, poor souls turned on the Imperials. Distracted them long enough for me to get away.
Then they may still be alive. Martha, do you think you can make it back to the inn? Cole is there with the other curse breakers.
I think so. Thank you, Clive.
I have a feeling that a bunch of sick bearers...
Is this some sort of twisted joke? There has only ever been one order of shields in Rosaria, and they fought to defend all husbands.
Clive, let's not romanticize what Rosaria was like before the Empire took over. Let's not do that, shall we? That would be the priest, wouldn't it? Or a bear.
We're too late.
Yeah.
There might still be someone inside.
Oh, hope against hope, Clive. hope against hope.
No.
Damn it. I thought you lot were all spent.
Murderers. They drove the bearers to this.
Wait. These two aren't turned.
That bitch of an innkeeper must have sent them. Colluding with the enemies of the Empire is a serious offense.
And for their crimes shall they be punished. Such is the law.
I'm gonna tear your heads off through your assholes.
We may purge the night and welcome lasting dawn. On these our swords we swear.
How dare you speak those words? Have you no honor?
Clive.
This won't take long.
Anyway. Get wrecked, losers!
Is that all of them?
I think so.
Hey, what's that fourth new thing? What's that one? I don't remember that one.
I didn't see the abbot. He may still be alive.
Again, Jill, I love your optimism, but...
Found her.
What's with all the dust?
The abbot.
Is that just the bearers disintegrating? I think so, yeah. Oh, God.
The bearers died protecting him. Calling upon what little magic they had left in their bodies.
Clive. He's breathing.
We're friends of Martha. We're here to help.
Are the Imperials dead?
They are. Every last one.
If only that were true. The Black Shields will return. The Cullings will continue. Rosaria will never be saved unless we save her. Tell Matt to beg Sid's aid and tell her this wasn't her fault.
I shall.
Sid, where are you? Sid!
In here! We found a survivor!
Clive.
No, we haven't, I guess.
He's gone.
We've laid the abbot to rest. But the bearers... they didn't need to die like this.
No, they didn't. But it was their choice. They knew the fate that awaited them and chose to meet it on their terms, fighting for those who fought for them.
Martha said they rose from their beds, threw themselves at the Imperials so she and the abbot could escape.
I've gathered the bearers' remains. We should consign them to the tide.
There's a drawbridge not far from here. Radix jump. The currents there are swift. If the abbot was still with us, he'd have taken the dust there himself and performed the casting. I'll get someone to...
I'll do it.
Of course. Cole and I will remain here and see to the Imperials.
Oh, hello. Notorious marks. Every now and then, Clive may encounter creatures larger, faster, and more ferocious than most. While flight is always an option, defeating these notorious marks can earn him not only renown, but also rare materials that may be used to craft new gear or upgrade existing. Guess we're doing that.
What do I say? Of course it has. It's a floating eyeball.
Okay, so Doom doesn't insta-kill you, it just...
Nice try. Too slow. Nice try.
Damn it! Okay. Would you please use your goddamn counter, Clive, when I tell you to? Oh my god. I left the combat area and it healed. Would you please get away from the exit of the fucking combat arena? Because it's very annoying.
Farewell.
Blah. 5,000. Okay, so I guess that's Mark something. Monster slaying points.
You didn't see that coming.
Really, Clive? A fucking movie line? That was some fucking Arnold Schwarzenegger ass nonsense, dude. I guess you didn't see that coming. Do you want to put your sword away? Thank you.
That must be the bridge. So shall the waters cleanse thee of thy burden, and bear it out to sea.
And now they are truly free.
I hope so. What of the Imperials?
A pyre was made. It's more than they deserve. We should go back. Cole is worried about Martha.
All right.
We're best off staying where we are for now, I reckon.
No one survived then?
I'm sorry. Before he passed, one of them bade me tell you not to blame yourself.
Doesn't mean I won't. Doesn't mean their blood's not on my hands. Cole said you cast their remains. That was good of you. But it should have been me. This was all my fault.
How? You couldn't have known.
But I did. And I turned a deaf ear to the warnings like the fool I am. The rumors started moons ago of black-clad devils descending on villages in the dead of night to slit the throats of sleeping bearers. But I assumed it was all just nonsense concocted by the Empire. Nothing but a ghost story meant to make folk think twice about lending a hand to a fugitive bearer.
And in ordinary times you would have been right. What these Black Shields are doing is unthinkable. Which begs the question, why do it at all? My mother obviously has a hand in this. I cannot make sense of her actions.
And picking what goes on in that woman's head is a job for someone with more time on their hands. Right now, I need swords and men to wield them, preferably big ones. If those Imperials think they can come in here again and threaten my people, they're in for a rude awakening. Oh, before I forget, a Stolas from Otto landed just before you arrived. He asked me to tell you that Gav has returned.
Then we must as well. Will you be all right here, Martha?
We can stay longer if you wish.
No need. I'll be ready should the Imperials come calling. Though I wouldn't turn my nose up if you were to lend me a pair of them strapping young curse breakers.
return to the hideaway as soon as we've finished our ministrations.
Try not to move. You'll only make it worse.
Oi! You there! Don't just pass me by!
No?
You handy with that sword of yours? Course you are. Bet you're a bloody marvel with the thing. Now, question is, are you willing to use it or not? 'Cause a flock of noble chocobos are in need of help.
Chocobos?
You heard me right. Wild birds? Hmm? The big ones? And not just any chocobos at that. Whiteheart and her flock are the bravest birds you ever did see.
Wait, Whiteheart?
They protect travellers round these parts from bandits and the like.
Chocobos? Fighting bandits?
It's true. Why, they saved me from a gang of footpads only yesterday. Nasty lot they were too. And now, they're back, looking to settle the score. Well, go on then. Don't just stand there. Go and help them.
Oh, abso-100%lutely.
There's a good lad.
Where can I find these chocobos?
I saw him cut across the way over yonder. The rotten scoundrels were driving the poor things towards the old dock. It's a dead end, that is. You save Whiteheart and her flock, you hear me? There ain't a pluckier bird in all the world. She's a hero to us locals. And don't worry, you'll know her when you see her right enough.
I'm sure I will.
And good luck to you. And give those no-good bastards a hiding from me.
So, I presume this is the quest when I get my chocobo. But I also have a suspicion about which chocobo it is.
A white feather. I thought Ambrosia was one of a kind.
She is.
Speaking of brave birds. Looks like they went that way. These chocobos aren't going down without a fight.
Yeah.
We got you cornered, Feathers. You didn't think you'd seen the last of us, did you? You've been bad for business. But I reckon someone will pay good coin to mount your head on their wall.
Not around here, they won't.
Oh. And why's that, eh?
Because she's something of a hero in these parts. You hurt her, and I hurt you.
Piss off. Or better still, how about we hurt you both?
All right then. But don't say I didn't warn you.
This Get up.
There we go.
You're safe now. Whiteheart, I presume. Do you know her, boy?
I see a scar on that eye.
Ambrosia. It is you. You survived. And you found yourself a flock.
Oi! Is it over? I thought I'd come and see how you were getting on. Oh, you sorted the bastards then. I knew you would. And the whole flock made it through unscathed.
Thankfully, they did. And not only that.
Well, I'll be. I never stopped to think our hero here might once have been someone's mount. Though I dare say she'd suit a fine fellow like yourself. Reckon our feathered friend must have learned a thing or two from her master. Kind-hearted warrior that you are. Bird like her would have cost a princely sum. You born a lord or something?
Well,
Oh, no, sorry. I didn't mean to pry. Don't matter who you are. You done right by me.
What is it, girl?
She wants her master back, I reckon. Told you. And it seems her pals agree.
Is that it? You want to come with me?
Well, bugger me if this ain't a heartwarming sight. The lads down the stables will be hearing about this tonight. Oh, stay right where you are.
Oh, the eye patch.
Doesn't she cut an handsome figure, eh?
She does indeed. How much do I owe you?
Ah, a few scraps of leather's the very least I owe old Whiteheart. Oh, I'll be sad to see her go, of course. But she's earned her right to happiness and more besides. Don't you worry. We'll get along just fine without her. You hear that, Whiteheart? You've earned yourself some time off. You have fun traveling with your master now. You seem awful familiar now I get a proper look at you. That's it. When those chocobos swarmed my cart on the road, didn't you? No, that can't be right. That fellow was a bearer.
Yeah.
Must have been my double.
Who should have punched you?
Eh? Oh, that'll be the excitement getting to me. Silly sod that I am. Pay me no mind.
Amazing how differently he treats you now, huh?
On my way. Good luck to the both of you.
You take care of your flock for now. I'll call you when I need you.
There's something very relieving about her still being alive. A bespoke saddle and blinders worn by Clive's childhood chocobo Ambrosia. Quack! After 18 long years, Clive has finally been reunited with his faithful steed. Hold R3 while in the field to summon Ambrosia and X to mount the chocobo.
Good girl.
Okay.
Run like the wind.
And then that's to... Woo. I will say, not that much faster than just running. Oh, shit. Okay. Nope. No, no, no. No, no, no. Nope, 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 nope. And off she goes. Aw. That's lovely. Right. Return to the hideaway. Indeed. Assuming there are no more side quests in any of these locations. None. Good.
No. Where's Gav?
Good question. Where is our boy?
Gav should be back by now.
Third wheel of this polycule.
Clive! Oh, I've missed that scowl.
Where's my report?
What, no kind words for your old pal Gav?
If it's kind words you're after, you're fishing in the wrong barrel.
Sid's faithful scouts, now one of Clive's closest and most trusted allies. He continues to put his legendary nose to work in service of the hideaway. The information he brings back from expeditions are proving invaluable for the curse breakers in their efforts to save bearers from servitude. Though he lost an eye during Hugo Kupka's attack on the old hideaway, his scouting senses remain undimmed.
Now sit down, you fool.
So, you remember how quick the Empire was to occupy the Dominion after the fall of Drake's head? And how pissed off all the other nations were that they didn't think to do it first?
Half a century of independence gone at the whim of a madman. So much for their bloody treaty.
Clearly, the promise of unblighted land and the world's supply of crystals was too much for his radiance to resist. And now the Republic's finally decided to follow suit, using liberation as an excuse to declare war on Sambrek. Lined up right outside the Dominion's gates as we speak, looking to starve the Imperials into submission.
And now all eyes are on the Strait of Author.
Well, the two nations beat their shields. The rest sharpen their daggers, ready to set upon the war-weary victor. They'll never see us coming. It's time we moved on the Mother Crystals. Four Mother Crystals remain in Storm and Ash. Drake's Breath near Ironhome. Drake's Fang in Dhalmekia. Drake's Spine in Waloed. And Drake's Tail here in the Crystalline Dominion.
With the bulk of the Republican army marching to Twinside, Drake's Fang will be left exposed.
That is exactly the move Kupka would anticipate. And if there is anything these past 5 years have taught us, is that he loves his traps. There is one place, however, where nobody will be expecting us to go.
Drake's Breath.
There's a shitload of sea between us and it, and I've never been much of a swimmer.
I have an acquaintance in Port Isolde who may be able to help.
Who's that then?
My uncle, Byron Rosfield.
Lord Byron Rosfield of the Seven High Houses, the trade magnate with holdings in over 100 cities. Wait, Rosfield. And you're a Rosfield, of course.
My uncle's name gave him his start in the world, but it was his acumen which earned him his fortune, along with a handsome fleet of ships.
Well, it's settled then. What are we waiting for, eh? Huh?
Okay, Otto's counter is now open. Seriously, it feels like this game is like everything we've done so far. All like 15, 16, God, it's 19 hours now. All 19 hours were just kind of like prelude, I guess? Jesus Christ. Again, this is when the game actually finally opens up all its systems. Good lord.
What are we waiting for, indeed?
Right.
Welcome back, Sid.
What's the point of that?
The usual, then. Oh, keep your mug handy.
I'd love to buy a round for the whole haul, but I want to know what it
How am I
does.
getting on? Ah, about as well as you'd expect of a barmaid pouring sour ale for penniless outlaws in the middle of the Deadlands. And it'd be worse than that if Molly here didn't make the best stew this side of Stonehere, even if it is mostly just yesterday's leavings. Don't tell her you heard that from me, though. Don't be a stranger, Sid.
Gonna buy a round at some point. Just don't quite have the money for it right now. Okay, so. You go read reports and stuff.
No. You go first.
Aw. A bird by any other name. Forgive my insistence on writing these silly letters. Would that we had more time to speak to each other in person, but for every day we spend together, it feels as though we must suffer another two apart. I'm gladdened to hear of your most unexpected reunion with Ambrosia, or should I say Whiteheart. You told me once of how your chocobo sacrificed herself to protect you that night at Phoenix Gate, and here, so many years later, we find that she spent her life doing the exact same thing, defending others. Some things never do change, do they, Clive? You were there for that, Jill! You were right behind me! What do you mean? It's like, I was glad to hear of it. You saw it happen! But presumably that's, like, presumably it's because you can go there without Jill, right? But who would? Anyway. Nothing new here, right? Nope.
Anything else?
Chocobo, chocobo, why can't you fly? What good are your wings if you can't reach the sky? Flap harder, says bluebird, flap harder, says crow. Flap harder or into the oven you go!
Jesus. That's dark. Side quest.
Won't be long now, Martel. Sid, I was hoping to speak to you.
Is everything all right?
Oh, yeah, it's just, well, as you know, we've been trying to grow fruit down here.
It's good to know that something of the old hideaway still lives on.
Martel's pride and joy. It was a sapling when she rescued it from the rubble, but look at it now. All our hard work's finally paying off. I took it on, you see, after she, well, after she died, and now the fruit's finally ready to eat. And not only is it ready, it's actually tasty. Sweet as you like, in fact. She bred the bitter right out of it.
Impressive. And welcome news to more than a few, I'd say.
I thought this first harvest could go to the curse breakers, on account of all they do for the hideaway. You couldn't take them some, could you? Seems better them coming from you.
It'll be nice being the bearer of good news for a change.
Thank you. She always had a soft spot for that lot, see? And once they've had their share, I'll see to it that everyone else gets some. Here you go. Martell apples, they're called, in honor of her memory. You hear that, Martell? Today's finally the day.
It's not the
Experimental record Bohemiel, head botanist, mixed equal parts first-rate vineyard hummus from Galton's bales with Deadland soil. Of the 6 cuttings planted therein, 2 survived to flower, only to wither and die within a se'nnight. Even amalgamated with the finest imperial loam, the blighted earth is still affecting a nutritional deficiency. It might be remedied with some further source of nourishment, saltpeter or potash, or the dung of a racing chocobo. This shall be the subject for my next round of experiments. That's the other thing, is like, we here in the hideout seem to be basically the only people doing any kind of research into how one might grow food in the Blighted Land. Everyone else's answer to it is just, well, let's conquer some more fucking land then.
Did you come through the forge today?
And you say Sid built this place?
Well, one can't really build what's been lying around for several thousand years. But it was his idea we claim it for our own.
Perhaps they're old enough for the sins of Zemeckis.
There was a time I only had eyes for Otto.
Ah, okay, right.
But then I saw the light, and his name is Cole. That way he looks at you like a frightened fawn who's lost his mother. Oh, if only I could shoot an arrow through his heart.
Metaphorically, right? Hopeless romantic indeed.
They say removing a brand is almost as painful as getting one.
Once the Dalmegs have laid siege to the Dominion, very little will be leaving Twinside, including the many medicines distilled there.
Clive, there you are. Kaboom. I've been looking all over for you.
What's the matter, Nectar?
The matter is this. Kaboom.
The hunt board? It's where the Cursebreakers post sightings of particularly fearsome beasts. Those that might pose a threat to our operations if they were left to roam free. Just because they can't be dealt with when they're spotted, doesn't mean they can't be dealt with later. Was that what you wanted to know?
Of course not, Kaboom. I knew all that already. And that's why I need your help, as I need not remind you, Kaboo, I'm the mightiest of all Moogles. No fiend of the forest or ghoul of the Greensward can measure up to Nectar the Bold, Kaboo. I won't allow it. So I need you to slay them all, Kaboo.
Right. Well, leaving your mightiness aside for the moment, the people of Valisthea are going through a lot already. What with the Blight and the war, the last thing they need is ungodly fiends terrorizing them on top of everything else. So if the Cursebreakers are too busy to help, then perhaps I can. Or at least I can try.
Oh, thank Thank you, Kubo. It's so good to have found someone who understands me, Kubo. I'll stay here then and keep an eye on all the billets that get posted to the board. So if there's anything you need to know, Kubo, I'm your mogul. I have to talk so fast because it just doesn't stay on the screen for very long. Did I ever tell you about the time I visited the Great Continent, Kubo?
I don't think so.
Of course I didn't, because I've never been, Kubo. Look at these wings. Do they look like the sort that might carry a Moogle across countless leagues of open sea? They call me Neck to the Bold, not Neck to the Stupid, Kubo. This fucking guy. It's precisely what you see before you, Kubo. The Cursebreakers note down the details of any particularly dangerous monsters they hear about or encounter in the course of their duties, Kubo. And post the billets here, Kubo, so that any stout soul who wishes to do the realm a service might set out to slaughter an ungodly horror or two, which is where you come in, Kubo. As for me, I have the most important duty of all, painting a big red cross over each and every one you cut down, Kubo, so that everyone can sleep at night knowing the realm is a safer place. Did you see that the Cursebreakers give every billet a rank of riskiness, Kubo? From this thing could kill you with a single swipe to a 7-nation army couldn't scratch this thing's skin. But I'm sure you'll be fine, Kubo. Well, not sure, but that's one risk I'm willing to take. Okay, so he has a bunch of information about hunts. Well, let's see what we've got. Well, dealt with Ahriman. A member of the Blood Axis stationed at Martha's Rest reported that he had been set upon in the marshes by an otherworldly horror with a single staring eye. It flew at him on bony bat's wings, scratching him with claws as black as night and sharp as razors. Naturally, he fled in terror, but if a battle-hardened Blood Axe cannot cope with the mere sight of such a creature, what hope do the rest of us have? And there's this. The Angel of Death. Jesus. A trader coming by way of Caer Novan met up with a troop of Cursebreakers traveling in the opposite direction and warned them of a wicked winged harpy on the road ahead, his eyes wild and flickering. Though the Cursebreakers saw nothing untoward on their own journey through the pass, the sound of cackling laughter from the trees ensured that they kept up a brisk pace. And then Belphegor. Reports have been received of a wild avis of striking size making its nest atop the hill adjacent to Eastpool. Though all efforts are being made to rouse the beast, not to rouse the beast's ire, it is surely a matter of time before it needs to feed. I hereby petition any brave volunteers to march to the northern border that we might cut the fiend down before it makes trenchers of the nearby villages.
So Martha's all right.
Yep. Others weren't so lucky though.
Oh, Clive, welcome to the Patron's Whisper.
The Patron's Whisper? Does that mean someone else is taking care of our friend's donations?
Oh no, that's still me. It's just Karen has her toll, Blackthorn has his hammer. I thought a new name might liven things up. I still catalogue every item that arrives, in addition to setting aside those tokens of appreciation the sender has specified are to be presented to you personally. Would you like to see if we have any? Words are immortal.
They live on in others, and if the words are your own, so too will you. Do you know what told me that? It was Jara, in our last lesson before Titan came. It stayed with me ever since his passing and inspired me to become what I am today. I imagine we survivors all have a story like that, of someone who remains with us even though they're gone.
Business is busy.
On top of my regular duties here at the Whisper, Otto has piled countless other tasks from transcribing and sorting Stolas reports to penning needful missives. Not that I'm complaining, mind. I enjoy writing. I have ever since I learned my letters from Jara back in the old hideaway. I won't claim to have been his best student, though. That honor goes to Shirley.
Still,
I like to think that Jara would be proud of me, too, were he with us today.
your benefactors are a generous lot.
Completing side quests will earn renown, inspiring nameless benefactors to donate money or items. Okay, and that then costs... Does that cost something, or is that just like a...
Here you are.
No, it doesn't cost anything. Cool.
All yours.
Sweet.
Best of luck out there, Sid.
You two look like you could use something to eat. Here. Courtesy of Martel.
Martel. Now, where have I heard that name before?
Weren't she the girl from the Furrows?
Course she was. An odd sort, that one. Loved plants more than people.
Aye, and brave as a bane might. Remember when she ran back into the hideaway to collect them trees when Titan attacked? Wait.
These aren't those apples, are they? Well, I'll be. She'd have been proud, and rightly so. Thank you, Sid.
The game does, like, make a point of having these little moments of hope.
A gift from the backyard. For your service.
Blimey, these take me back. I haven't seen a hideaway apple since. Old Sid was the only one who could stomach the things. He'd nab them right from the branch, made Martel livid. Not that anyone could stay mad at the man for long.
That sounds like the Sid I knew, all right.
Planning on keeping that lot to yourselves, were you? Hang on. These aren't Martels, are they? I'm glad to see someone carried on what she started. Can't have been easy, not in the Deadlands. Reckon she'd be happy knowing all her hard work didn't go to waste. Clive, tell the lad down in the backyard to run some over for me, will you?
Not so much as a thank you. Well, I've got some manners at least. Thanks, Sid. You can leave the basket with me. I'll see that the others get their share. Oh, and give our compliments to the gardener, won't you?
That was the last of the apples. I should head to the backyard and pass along everyone's regards.
Fastest way this way? But yeah, the game makes a point out of having these little moments of hope, like these little moments of lightness and of like hope persevering and good things lasting even through tragedy. And I do like that. Like that does make it feel less sort of horrifyingly depressive, right?
Did you come through the forge today?
Like, good things can happen, and good things do happen. And healing is possible, you know? Those are kind of important part. Like, if you're gonna do something, a game as depressive and dark as this, those can be kind of helpful to have so that you don't just fucking burn out on the dourness of it all.
The Cursebreakers send their thanks. And their compliments. They were clearly very fond of Martel.
They remembered her. After all these years. I suppose she was very kind, even to a tongue-tied lummox like me. You were one of the good ones, Martel. Why did you have to die? She put everything into her work. She wasn't going to rest until we had fruit sweet enough to enjoy. And now we do. When she died, I named a sapling after her. And now it's a full-grown tree. Martel lives on through the fruit it bears.
And through you. Her dream would have died with her, had you not kept it alive. That's something to be proud of.
I didn't do anything really, but thank you. You're kinder to me than I deserve.
By the way, Otto's expecting some of your crop. And I wouldn't mind some of it either, if that's not too much to ask.
Of course not. I'll see that you're both well provided for. They like your fruit, Martel. Isn't that wonderful? I'd say it's about time we planted you some siblings, don't you think?
Martel apples. A basket of slightly stunted, somewhat sweet apples grown from the blighted earth thanks to the dedication and perseverance of one woman, Martel. May she rest in peace. Still, we'll grow something worth eating one day, and when we do, you'll have first pick. And that seems like a decent place to cut an episode. So, if you've enjoyed hanging out in the world of Final Fantasy XVI with me, you can hit the like, comment, and or subscribe buttons down below. That'll let you know when more episodes are coming out. You can become a member of the channel to get early access to those episodes before everyone else gets to see them, or subscribe over on Twitch to get access to the VODs from the streams where I record these episodes. If you don't want to, though, you don't have to. Thank you very much for watching. Remember to be kind to one another. Have solidarity with those who are worse off than yourselves, and may the tides of history wash gently over us all.